Today we're going to talk about the airplane anomalies and why exactly flat turtles fail due to incorrect scale. We're going to start with the first point. Airplanes is not bigger than Africa. That's a very important thing to consider when we look over the model of the Bow Earth. There are some flat turtles which present airplane as big as this compared to ball as that size, as volleyball ball. Notice how much big is the airplane, and that scale is far from correct. Secondly, the airplane doesn't fly so high. That represents ISS orbit, or even much higher than that. That's very important thing why the presentations cannot came to the correct conclusion. So, others ask how airplanes move around the ball. They must pitch the nose down when they fly because they have to stay with the curve, right? That's absolutely wrong. Airplane doesn't pitch the nose down to stay with the curve. Airplane pitch actually the nose up to fight constantly against the gravitational pull which pulls the airplane downwards. And if you notice how airplane lands, it doesn't pitch the nose down when land, right? It actually flies under kind of angle, and firstly the tires touch the landing site, then rolls and slowly slowing down till stop. So that ball must find exactly where was the point. So if you have to travel across the planet, and let's say that this is USA and New York with the cities around. New York itself represents less than that red pixel, much less than that. An airplane is much less size than New York City, right? That's very important point. Airplane is much smaller than this size illustrates. And airplanes have to travel for hours. It doesn't travel from that point to, let's say, that this little star is Spain, to Spain, for a minute or for a second or for it takes hours from New York to get to the Spain, for example. So when this airplane start to travel, it actually from that point to that point he should travel at least 1 hour, at least. That means that model we should drag it from the red point to the letter N at that point for with the speed of 1 hour. So I should move it, and I should do this for 1 hour till reach to that point. That's how is the correct representation and the scale. That it will not be even visible. The airplane will be much more than the red pixel here. Much more than that. And from that point to that point it should travel at least 1 hour. Theoretically, at least 1 hour. That's why flat turtles, when they do this, click, 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 and say, whoa, how they people inside don't feel the curve? Why they don't feel it? Because firstly, airplane is not as big as Africa, and it doesn't move with 1 continent per second speed. Because if you do that, the people inside gonna feel very much what curvatures mean. In fact, their brains instantly will be smashed at the upper side of the airplane, at that kind of acceleration. And next huge mistakes with the flat earthers think. Okay, why then simply airplane when travels towards across the bow, why if don't pitch the nose down, he must go to the space? But as we illustrated, gravity pulls towards the center, but from every point of the bow pulls toward the center. So airplane constantly falling down and struggle to be up. It doesn't struggle to get down, it struggles to be up. Gravity pulls the airplane constantly downwards. And airplane moves with the air, and the air moves with the earth. None of this move independent from each other. Unlike the bullet, when you fire a projectile, it actually moves without the air and independently from the earth, but not the airplane. The airplane moves with the earth and with the air. So earth rotations doesn't benefit the airplane or doesn't do anything against the direction of the airplane. It simply doesn't matter. So when the move now. Another thing is, well, how the airplane is not upside down from the one pole compared to the other pole of the planet. If it's South Pole or North Pole or North South, it doesn't matter. So when that's the top, that white logo is the top of the airplane. When the airplane when travels down around the ball towards the other pole, it doesn't do this. It doesn't flip with the head down towards the planet. It doesn't do that. When moving down, airplane doesn't do that. It doesn't work that way. When the airplane moves, he do that. And when reach downwards, notice what happened here. The white logo remain towards the sky, and the bottom of the airplane remains directly towards the surface of the earth. So from this point to the other point of the ball, it should move for hours, not seconds. Therefore, not so much of the curvature or any speed issues.